Thank you for tuning in to the Alliance Blog Podcast. This is From the Vault, a presentation of Alliance-Wrestling.com, your number one source for news and information for the National Wrestling Alliance and the United Wrestling Network. My name is J-Cal, and I've been podcasting on the entirety of the National Wrestling Alliance since 2008. In that time, I have interviewed many guests. This series of podcasts are literally the interviews I have conducted over the years that have been stashed away in my vault. Typically, I try to post these podcasts when something relevant has taken place, but this week is a little bit different. This episode I dedicate to one of my favorite tag teams, TMDK, the Mighty Don't Kneel. The tag team started off with Mikey Nichols and Shane Haste. Eventually, TMDK became a stable in Australia, but that's besides the point. Long before the duo became a tag team, EPW, Explosive Pro Wrestling, and the NWA had to begin a working relationship. Now, that relationship started when Hartley Jackson and Nichols would venture from Australia to train and work with the wrestling promotions affiliated with David Marquez. It was through the NWA Dave Marquez got set up with Hartley Jackson and Mikey Nichols, and a working agreement was reached. EPW talents would travel to the United States as part of this work program with the NWA. And talents like Bobby Marshall, Ferguson Block, Az Vergara, Chris Weiss, all would come stateside, wrestling for the Inoki Dojo, the Alternative Wrestling Show, and the Empire Wrestling Federation. By 2007, more talents would come stateside, including Damian Slater and Cameron Wallace. This list would continue to grow with the likes of Shane Haste, Alex Kingston, Dan Moore, and, well, just a whole lot more. They'd continue to work with the NWA promoters, but would grow to work in non-affiliated promotions as well, like New Wave Pro Wrestling and the much critically acclaimed Pro Wrestling Guerrilla. But the two standouts of this group were Nichols and Haste. That pairing was brought together in Perth, Australia, where they got their starts. They would win the EPW Tag Team Champions on November 7th, 2009, and they'd hold those titles for nearly a year. But from Perth, the duo would travel to the United States and start working all across the country, most notably from Impact and Ring of Honor, World Legion Wrestling, and Ohio Valley. But it was their time at Harley Race's camp that they were spotted by scouts for Pro Wrestling Noah, and the duo would go on to wrestle pretty much exclusively for Pro Wrestling Noah from about 2012 till roughly the time that they signed with the WWE, which, that was basically, as I'm looking through my notes here, that was basically up to about 2016. So TMDK, Mikey Nichols, Shane Haste, I had an opportunity to speak to them. In fact, I had two opportunities to speak to them. Once in February of 2012, and again in I believe it was April of 2012, just before they got signed exclusively to Pro Wrestling Noah. I put the interviews together here for your listening pleasure, as well as a cameo by Johnny Yuma, and I will admit that if you are offended by harsh language, that this might not be the podcast to listen to. But I hope you will sit by and listen in to this interview that I did with TMDK back in 2012, right after this message. Okay, this is Jake Al. We're here at the Glendale Studios for NWA Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. I'm being joined by two international superstars, TMDK, Shane Haste, Mikey Nichols. Welcome. How you guys doing?
Not too bad, man. Not too bad.
Doing good. It's a nice, lovely day, and it's pretty good indoors as well.
So, you guys have wrestled all over the world, cut your teeth in EPW in Australia. A lot of our fans remember you guys coming over to the States time from time. Being back in the States, how does that feel?
It's always good to be back over here, man. This is where, I don't obviously know where we started, but I like to feel this is where I made the most improvement as far as my wrestling goes. So it's always good to be back and good to see old friends I haven't seen for a while and everything. So it's really good.
Yeah, it's been a while, especially back in California side. That we've actually been back and had a show for, and it's good to see all the guys. And we did spend a lot of our growing period here, so it is nice to be back, and hopefully this trip in America we get to grow some more.
Cool. Now, a lot of guys who watch you in Japan have seen you in Noah, and obviously there's a big difference wrestling in the United States and wrestling in Australia to wrestling in Japan, and Noah, one of the top promotions in that country. How does that feel to wrestle there, and what kind of impact has that had on your guys' career?
I think it's a lot bigger over there. There's a lot more. It's a different atmosphere, a different feel. It's treated with a lot more respect, and you're wrestling in front of big crowds that really care about you, they care that you're there, and I think it just helps with the confidence. Your confidence in the ring, and really is a real test of your ability.
Yeah, I like to think that you learn something everywhere you go. I mean, we've been pretty lucky. We've had the opportunity to wrestle pretty extensively in 3 different countries now. So, I mean, wrestling in Japan, the differences are, you almost couldn't even put into words the differences. There's so many differences, but at the same time, at the heart of it all, it's all the same. Wrestling everywhere.
Now, the last time you guys wrestled for a long bit of time here in the United States, Mikey, you were chasing the EWF America's Champion. Shane, you had a shot at Adam Pearce in the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. Now that you're here again, what are you guys' hopes and dreams? What are you looking to do?
We're just going to try work different places that we haven't been. Maybe head over the East Coast, see what we got over there. We have friends over there now, so it's a lot of just seeing the country as well. We're going to go for a bit of a drive and see a bit. Usually when we come, we just stay in Cali, stay in LA, and so you don't get to see much of the country. And so we're just going to go around, and hopefully you'll see our names popping up in a lot of different places.
The good thing is Shane and myself have been over here. We've mostly done singles stuff, so it's good to be over here as a team now and try and accomplish a lot of team stuff. Because in EWF, I had quite a lot of success there. I held the American title, and Shane obviously had different opportunities. He had a shot at the world's title and a couple of different things. So it's just good to be as a team and just to accomplish different things and wrestle different people and just be put in different situations. I think it's good for us to grow as performers, and also, I mean, it makes it a lot more fun.
Yeah.
Cool. So if someone wanted to follow you guys on Facebook or on Twitter, what would be the best way to do it?
Internet, I'd say. Start on your computers, sure. Look up the internet.
I think individually is probably the best way. We've got a TMDK page on Facebook, but it's probably easier to get to that through either mine or Shane's Facebook. Yeah. Mine's just facebook.com/Mikey Nichols.
And mine's the same sort of thing, but with Shane Haste and no Mikey Nichols.
And Twitter's the same thing, Mikey Nichols.
I try to keep the TMDK page as update as I can know it, even for the fans in Australia, to let people know what's going on over there as well. So cool. You can stay pretty well informed. You can message us, and we're pretty responsive, I'd like to think.
Yeah.
Now, if someone wanted to get one of those cool TMDK shirts, how do they go about doing it?
Just hit us up. Hit us up probably via Facebook. We're trying to set up online stuff now, but we do have a way of doing it. It's just kind of a backwards way, but just hit us up.
I said the best way is to come to the shows. So whenever you look us up, see where we're going to be, and be at the shows.
Cool. All right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, bro.
Okay, this is Jake Howe with TMDK International. We're here at the Glendale Studios before the next episode of the NWA Championship Wrestling from Hollywood goes and tapes. Guys, last time we spoke, you told me you're looking to travel a little bit, see the East Coast a little bit, and here you guys are. We see you in TNA Wrestling. We see you in Ring of Honor. We are not going to deport them. They're now our new national treasure. We see you guys.
Yeah, Nicolas Cage is looking for us.
That was good. That was real good.
People couldn't see my pointy fingers. It's audio.
Yeah, that's a shame too, right? So you guys, again, showed up on the East Coast working dates with TNA. You're working dates in Ohio Valley. Working dates with Ring of Honor. Was this the plan?
Yeah, I mean, the plan obviously was just to try and get as much wrestling as we could, wherever we could, really. And
I got you Green Monster, I got you 2 bars.
How about we walk over here just a little bit? Okay.
Oh, is that what this is? Let me ruin this. Is this for JCal and the Alliance blog?
Yes.
You're here with TMDK?
Yes.
You know that does not stand for the Mighty Don't Kneel?
I thought it was...
It's Team Murder Death Kill. Don't let them tell you otherwise.
That's what I thought too.
All those guys in Noah with those cool, serious names. These guys try and get all cool and serious and strong style.
It's funny because like they said to us like, oh, I don't think we can use that name. This is like when we weren't even going to use it, and then Segura comes out wearing a shirt that says "fucking Bad Bulls" on the back, and I'm like, that's pretty offensive too.
Oh, I'm the fucking bad bull now. That's my name now.
Johnny Yuma, the fucking bad bull.
Fucking bad mini bull.
Mini bull.
The calf, the angry calf.
That's me, the angry calf, Johnny Yuma.
That's good stuff. We're keeping the tape rolling, so that's cool, man. This will be fun.
Yeah, we were obviously we were trying to just wrestle as much as we could. It actually worked out really well for us, timing-wise, how everything happened. And I mean, we couldn't really ask for more. We were wrestling almost every weekend, and then during the week as well, a lot of times. So I don't know. I guess we did exactly what we set out to do. So
it's a thing of putting yourself in the right position and putting yourself out there. Of course, we had to travel a lot for it, but it obviously paid off in the end. And you just got to make sure you're in that right place at the right time. And we happen to have a bit of that kind of luck on our side.
it's kind of been the story of everything we've done in wrestling so far, together anyway as a team.
Right.
We've been in the right place at the right time. And yeah, same thing for this as well, because everything sort of fed into the other. So we did the Ring of Honor stuff in Cincinnati, and then because we were in the area, did the OVW stuff, and then that carried itself over into TNA stuff. So it's just been a matter of progression from there, really.
Yeah, a lot of just, and then it all just happened to work out in the right path as well, because obviously we did the TNA stuff. Then that weekend we had the Ring of Honor show in Fort Lauderdale, so it's just a drive down the road.
And then you guys were in Vegas, Friday night?
Yeah, so that was on our way back too. So
you're hitting up every single major wrestling promotion in Southern California,
trying
in the United States.
Yeah, trying to get we're on TV across the country, so that's pretty cool.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, it worked out pretty good because the tapings we did here, when we first got here, they aired around the same time as the OVW ones over there. So
right.
It was
in the week we're on both sides of the country.
And in about a 2-month period, you guys have been on iPay-per-view, you've been on national wrestling programs, you've been on local markets like here and out there, and so it's pretty awesome. Let's see, when you guys got to Ring of Honor and you won the qualification match to take on the Briscoe brothers, the Briscoe brothers are, a lot of people consider one of the toughest tag teams in the U.S. and certainly one of the most kind of rough guys in the ring. Yeah. How was it facing those two guys?
They're pretty full on. Yeah, it's non-stop with them. So a lot of it, is us holding them down, stop moving. Having to give them a few shots. They definitely give the shots back. It was good. They're great guys. They're great guys to work with. They're fun guys. I think we have very good chemistry with them, and we're both, I think, similar style of team where we just like to go out and fight.
Yeah,
I think it's definitely a reason why people say all those things about them. They definitely live up to everything that people have said, and they were great when we wrestled them. I think we had a fairly decent match considering what we the time, and it would have been great to have a bit more time and put a bit more. But I mean, I think it worked out great, and
will you guys be heading back to Ring of Honor?
Hopefully, one day.
Yeah,
one day.
We've got some stuff lined up in Japan for the next couple of months. So we got, after that's done, who knows? We kind of wing it, see what happens.
So after tonight, then where are folks going to be able to see you next, or is it straight to Japan? I know you're working a show locally, the Pro Wrestling Coalition.
So that's next the 14th. So I think that's a Friday.
6 days away. It's Saturday.
Yep.
So that'll be the next one we're on, and then after that, you probably won't see us for a while because we're gonna be in Japan for 3 months after that.
Okay.
Okay, so you'll be probably able to find that online for a little bit until it all gets taken down again.
Then we'll put it back up.
Yeah, and then hopefully back out here. It's like saying, it's all kind of just waiting to hear back from people, play it all by ear. So
one of the main things that we wanted to get out of the trip as well was basically going where the wrestling was, wherever that necessarily took us, and it gave us a good chance to see a lot of the different parts of the country and how obviously wrestling is different everywhere you go.
Right.
And it gave us a great opportunity to see and kind of get a better idea of where wrestling is and where's a good place to be. So now it's just a matter of, I guess, figuring out how everything's going to work out. And
staying out here. Yeah.
Now, let me ask you guys one last question, and it's going to be about Australia. Obviously, you're both got your starts in EPW in Perth.
Yeah.
Now there's also a new NWA member in Perth, the Warzone Wrestling, which I believe is in Victoria.
That's in Melbourne.
Melbourne. Yeah.
Okay.
Victoria. Yeah.
Okay.
Other side of the country.
Yeah.
And then there's also an Adelaide, no longer NWA affiliate, but 01.
Yeah.
When you guys do get an opportunity to go back home, because it seems like you're on the road an awful lot, is there plans to pick up where you left off in Australia, or is it just when you go home it's going to be for rest and relaxation?
Work.
usually it's a matter of going home and like not really rest and relaxation, but I mean, I don't know, because if we can get over to the other side of the country to work then that's great, but I mean we don't necessarily go out of our way to get over there, because there's still a lot of wrestling happening in Perth, and I mean there's the EPW school there, so there's always a ring around to train in and roll around in, so there's never a lack of wrestling. And this time, especially when we go home, we're only home for a week, I think.
A week, yeah, so there's not going to be anything going on there. Maybe go down, have a roll around, eat, see
so
people.
It really depends on how much time we spend there at a time. If we're there for an extended period of time, definitely look into getting around more.
It's definitely, EPW seems to be doing, had a bit of a change up at the moment, and they're doing a lot more shows.
Yeah.
So even if we are home for only for a couple of months now, that might be 2 or 3 shows getting in. So I like that. That'll be great, because I love wrestling at home, and great company, a lot of new guys coming through.
There's the thing about all Australian wrestling, because I haven't really been wrestling there that much for a few years, and there's a whole new crop of people coming through now, and it's one of the things I wouldn't mind getting over to the different sides of the country just to see what the guys are like over there now. It just seems to be a whole new crop of people coming through with a whole different take on everything. It seems like things are going really well in Australia and everywhere.
Let me ask you just one last question. I know I said it was the last one, but you talk about some of the old talent that's there and some of the new talent. Yeah. Are there any faces who are in Australia now that you think should follow you guys over here, follow the same kind of path that you've taken?
It depends if we make it successful. I don't want to tell someone to come take my spot. So
sure, fair enough.
No, I think the way that I always looked at wrestling, the more you can get yourself out and around and experience different places to wrestle, it's only going to benefit you as a performer. And even when we first started, let's say 5 or 6 years ago when I first started coming over to the States, it was always just a matter of you're completely out of your comfort zone. It's a matter of adjusting to the different things. So anyone in Australia looking to do something like that, there's always, especially in California, there's always places to wrestle. There's always someone to wrestle.
Someone to train, someone to wrestle, great guys, people who are going to look after you. Everyone in Australia who wants to get better at wrestling and actually cares about what they're doing, take the trip, come to America. It's one of the great times. Good holidays, there's always stuff to do, people look after you.
Pretty decent weather, right?
Yeah. It's great weather. I love it.
I'm actually getting sunburnt right now, I think.
All right, well, hey, that'll end it. Thanks.